Hello everyone, we're here for a VOD review again today. The VOD review is a Gold 3 NEEKO game on EU Northeast. It is a Twitch and a NEEKO versus a Draven Rakan. So let's go over the matchup first. First of all, I looked you up on op.gg and you do duo with this ADC a lot, so I'll be looking a bit more of how you guys interact as a duo, but also I will warn you because he does seem like to play Twitch. Twitch NEEKO is not the greatest duo lane. In fact, he plays a lot of Vayne. Twitch is not very good. Kai'Sa, he plays is good with it. Usually with NEEKO, you want an early game bully ADC. Twitch is not the greatest. In this elo, it doesn't really matter, but I'm just saying once you get to higher elos too, it's not a great duo because Twitch is really weak, in my opinion, early until he gets his first back, and NEEKO wants an ADC who's strong before first back, so it usually makes the game really awkward. Like, you just get bullied by this Draven really hard in lane, and be at risk of getting all into at any point without you guys really having counterplay back to be able to fight it. Because if you find a route on Draven, Rakan can always just W your ADC, and then Draven will they'll just win the 2v2, right? So I'll warn that. But anyways, let's start it going again. For runes, Electrocute, good, good. Taste the Blood, good. Ghost Poro, good. Relentless Hunter, good. I've been taking the CDR rune here instead of attack speed recently. It reduces your E by 1 second cooldown. It's quite impactful. And Nimbus Cloak Celerity is okay, I guess. Yeah, it's fine. It's a movement speed build. I prefer to take some other runes here, but this is perfectly fine. Honestly, Second Wind would not be bad just because you're playing with a Twitch, and like I said, you're going to be getting bullied early. Second Wind would not be bad here in the Resolve tree to just help you sustain that early game. But anyways, no point in W yet while you're waiting for minions to spawn. Good. That's what I like to see. So you're doing that and then going lane. Also, for people who don't know, if you want a VOD review, you can watch my stream and build up a free VOD review with channel points, or you can donate $20 for a VOD review and get one just like this with any champion, any role, whatever you want. So hope you guys enjoy. So you're getting your autos stacked. Good. One more auto on this guy, and you want to take over the bush now. Right, good. Moving up. You have to, one thing you want to, any lane you go into, you need to look at the bot lane and determine whether or not they have ways to force you out of the bush. So if this is like a Thresh or like a Nautilus or something, then you have to be scared. But they don't have anything that can force you out of the bush, so if you're just sitting in the bush and not just sowing yourself, Draven can't actually do anything. So like, you're walking in and out of the bush, you just want to sit right at the edge of the bush, and honestly, when Draven goes for an auto attack and he's waiting for his axe to come back to him, you can push into this bush, and then if he goes for another minion auto, you can attack him while his axe is coming back to him with an auto, and then stealth away before he can auto you back. Or he will end up warding this bush, at which point you can stealth and run, and now you got rid of one of their wards in the lane is down. So that's how I would be playing this. But yeah, see there when Draven threw the axe, you could have walked up and autoed him, because when he throws the axe, he always needs to go pick it up. His auto trade when his axe is in the air is really low. So you want to look for the auto trade when he's axe is down. But see how he threw his axe? Now you can just chill in this bush. It's a waste of your W. So the reason that's a waste of your W is good to cancel auto attacks. And it's good also to de-aggro the minions. See how these minions are attacking you and you're taking damage? So usually you want to auto attack and then W. But yeah, make sure you're keeping track of your passive autos. I haven't been keeping track of it myself because I'm not playing. It's kind of hard, but...
Why, thank you.
So they're level 2, backing up. Good. Yeah, so far it hasn't been bad. The only thing is you haven't really taken over that bush at all. And you could have got one of their wards down. So you're kind of wasting your W again. Oh, nice. Never mind. You found a pick. Huge. Smurfing.
Take that.
The only thing you have to be risky about this kind of plays, though, is if you miss, Rakan was in range to go on you, right? So you smurfed it. Right? Oh. And you hit it, so it's all good. It looked good, though, actually, if you're watching it. You're pretty safe. Because Rakan was standing behind ADC. You gotta eat and then go, so you were good. I thought they were both in an angle to hit me. Do you have any wards up? You have a ward up, and the wave is right now going to be... So a rule of League of Legends is whenever the wave hits tower, it always slow pushes back to the enemy unless they attack the wave a lot. So after it hit tower and it was resetting, you should probably walk up and put a ward right here over the wall to just give vision of this. Or you can put vision here. It's a Jax jungle, so he's probably not going to be really looking to do a long gank from behind. But you never know. He could, to be honest. I don't really... Really risky kind of a play. You're better off just literally going for an auto there rather. If we watch that, again, it's what I'm saying is when you miss, it's super risky because your W is on cooldown. Right? And then you just miss. And then this guy right now, Why did he go back again?
I'll take that.
So what I would say here is you shouldn't be using your W. You should just walk. Again, you have to think about the position, right? This guy's engage range is about here, right? He can't engage on anything past there. And Draven's auto attack range is about here. So you could be positioned like basically like right here if you wanted to. Or you could take control of this bush and then force Draven to walk away. So you just got to abuse the max range of the lane. So you should be standing here. And if he walks towards you to use a W, then you root him and auto attack him and then stealth away. And if you miss the route, now you still have your stealth to run. But the problem is when you stealth at him, you're basically 50-50 coin flipping a fight. Because if you miss that route, which you did, he could have just W'd on you, at which point you would have been forced to burn your flash. And if you don't, you probably just insta-die. So hopefully that makes sense. Like, instead of using your stuff, like, and also look where Draven's axes are going to. Like, instead of going for that, it would have been safer to stealth here and throw your root at where he's going to pick up his axe even. Very risky to throw it like that on the support. Yeah, see what I'm saying? And his W is up, so he could have just W'd you, and it would have been very, very bad for you. It worked out because he didn't do that, but I would be cautious of W'ing at the enemy. So you're taking over the bush, good. Again, take over the bush. You're very... See, that was a good route because you just threw it, you missed, and you had your W up to run away if they engaged on you. It's not the same if you use your stealth to go for a route, though. Also, I'm not a fan versus tank lanes like this, abusing your W, because see how he's now abusing you? Going for a single auto and trading your W for it isn't really worth it after level 1. Rakan's probably roaming, by the way. You saw Rakan leave, so you have two options right now. You see their jungler is topside. You either have to literally hard force right now, like you need to E-flash on this guy, which is probably what you should do, is just E-flash him right now. Because Rakan is probably walking up here. Your one choice is as soon as you're a bit late now, is your only place to attack. But as soon as you left, you could have started to roam up and counter roam, hit this blast cone, get vision, ping your Meg B, and be here to counter gank. Or you have to flash engage because Rakan, he's coming back. But if he wasn't, you would be screwed. Either way, though, you should E-flash on this right now. Good thing he didn't roam, though. Because if he did roam, be bad. See, again, with the stealthing forward and looking for a route can be dangerous. That was okay, though, because Rakan wasn't engage range. Before it was bad because we're walking into a Rakan engage range. This one was fine, I think. Because if we watch Rakan, where is he? Can he stealth? Right, he's over there. He's not, his range is here, so you can go for this route pretty easily and then still have time to rock away, but you have to walk at their ADC. If Rakan engages on your ADC, walk towards their ADC when you're at full HP like this, just to stop Draven from potentially, like, what happens if he ignites and Draven just, like, flash autos or something? I don't know, something scary. Just pressure their ADC. Wasting your W again. It's a really long cooldown, like, 20 seconds is a long time. This ward is really bad, because look how little vision it's giving you. You want to put the ward, like, here, and it'd be giving you vision up to, like, here, instead of this little vision. You either want to put the ward, if you have a control ward, you want to put a control ward right there, because it means when they're coming in to clear your ward, they have to overextend farther to get it. They have to stand here to kill it, where if a control ward's here, they can stand here and get it. So for control ward, you put it there. But for a regular ward, you want to put it like right here, where it's giving you like maximum vision. Because right now, potentially their jungler could be in this bush, and you could walk here, be chilling, and then you could come up and sneak around, and you wouldn't see until right here. You'd be like, oh crap, the jungler's here. But if it was ward, you could see like maybe here. And that like difference can make a big difference. See, this is why I'm saying you wasted your W, because right now I would love to shoot my W through both these bushes, and then you'd see them recalling probably, right? Yeah, see, they both recalled, and you would have saw that they recalled with your W and been able to hard shove. You need to shove one more wave, though. You need to help your ADC shove. I understand that you're trying to go up, but what's the play of this, right? Your mid laner's dead, so they have mid lane advantage. Mid lane's 1 HP, though, so I guess, kind of. This guy's heading. I guess this is okay, but I don't know. It's still sketchy. You don't have your mid lane. They still have numbers in the end of the day, but we're going for it. Okay, you smurfed it. We're good. All right, good roam. What do I know? I'm trash. And at least your ADC shoved it, so this is good. All right, good job. The only reason this was sketchy is because these guys could have showed up right here, right? And their mid laner could have come, and you guys would have been down numbers, but it worked out. Nice try, but yeah. E-flashing on Ezreal, not a good idea. Alright, so far you played this game pretty well. I can't really say much. I feel like you're not giving me a game where there's much to say. But for sure, you haven't at all played around these bushes. Rakan can't force you out of the bush. There's two types of lanes. There's lanes where you stand behind the minions and lanes you stand in lane. This is a lane you stand, or bush. This is a lane you stand in the bush. A Thresh or like Nautilus, those kind of things, you stand behind the wave, but not versus these type of lanes. So let's watch now. What did you get, by the way? I mean, I guess it's okay. I'm not a fan of the double amp tome. Personally here, I would have got a Boots. Boots is really useful because it can help you dodge a Rakan W, but if you land a root, it'll help you one shot, so it can go either way, I guess. Again, what I was saying with the pink ward is you want to put it there just because when they're coming in to kill it, they have to overextend more to get attacks on it. Sometimes it's better just to throw your Q. When I watch a lot of VOD reviews, a lot of low elo or NEEKOs like to lead with their root all the time. But like versus Rakan who has a dash, he's always going to dash it. So you're better off throwing, like you could have, a Q's way easier to hit. It's a faster projectile and a bigger hitbox, like size. You could have probably hit a Q auto and got down like, you know, 210 damage rather than throw the root where you just never hit it. And like, yes, if you hit the root, you can hit the Q auto proc electrocute and maybe burst him really hard. But at the same time, if you just keep hitting Q auto attacks and bursting them over time like that, eventually they get low enough where you've hit a root and then they just die. Also, if you go for Q autos, there's not a chance for them to turn on you, right? Because if you threw your root there and you missed, right? Potentially, like look where your ADC is. Potentially when you threw your root here, you miss and he can like turn on you. Obviously, you got this guy here, so maybe not in this specific scenario you would ever do that, right? But okay, your allies were walking up either way, so it was fine. But either way, you could have much more easily have hit the Q auto. You could have Q auto, and then when he started to use his dash, you could have then used your E to try and hit him after he dashed or something. You know what I'm saying? It's just, you have to remember you have more points in Q than you do E. You're maxing Q first, so your Q is going to do majority of the damage anyways. Like, even there, you could have just thrown a Q at Draven. Q auto. Okay, hit the root. Good, good. But even there, if you didn't want to throw the root, you could have just Q autoed for the guaranteed damage, and then Rakan can't go on you. You just have to have that mindset that remember that every spell has a pro and con if you throw it. The pro of the root is that when you hit it, you get the most maximum damage, but... Well, it seems like you're sending me a game you guys stomps. Were you being a little nervous for me to watch you play? Oh well. These are definitely good places. That was definitely a good place to throw an E, but I just want you to start thinking about the fact that you don't always have to use your W. You don't always have to use your E. Sometimes you can literally just Q auto. You need to... Yeah, I think you're giving up way too much space here. I know you're scared because you're just a NEEKO. Right? You have a potion you should be popping. You did pop one of your potions, so that's good. Do you have a ward to place? You do not. Do you have a W up? You do not. Where did you use your W on? See, this is a massive waste of your W. Huge waste. Really big. Because you're coming up here, you should be... You're using it to get to here quicker, but you should do is I'd walk here, and I would Q auto. Don't use your E to help kill the dragon. Just Q auto, and then you want to walk here, and you want to send your W up here. And then you'd see Jax coming, and you can get in a position here where you can potentially zone. You also need to tell your ADC to come help, because again, we're doing dragon, and they have mid prio. So you need your ADC to be coming like right now. He's coming, but a little late. He should have just like denied, like screwed the 3 CS that he was going for. See, like, how much more useful would it be right now if you slide your W up and you could throw your W there, or you could throw your W there, right? But yeah, at this point, when you see the Jax coming, you give up too much space. I get that you're nervous, right? I get you're nervous, but here, you actually... They have Jax who has Smite, and our jungler has Smite, and look how low this is. The worst thing possible is you're like dancing here, and then Jax, we know he doesn't have flash now, but we don't know that in this game right now. The worst thing that could happen is he walks up and he like jumps to you and then flashes to the dragon and Smite steals it. You walk up here and you just body block him, even if you die. Right? Because you just let him walk in. You could have just, and you could have also stole that blue if you were standing there too.
There's a smell you can
And now your ADC is frontlining because you gave up too much space. And this guy's gonna steal the dragon potentially here now. Alright, lucky he did not steal it, but that was almost a steal because you just let him, like, this is a super good choke for NEEKO to hold. Because your root is half the width of this, so it makes it a lot harder for you to miss a root. Like, if you throw a root down the middle here, Jax has to either be hugging this wall or this wall for you to actually miss. And if he was hugging this wall, you would throw it, like, you know, closer to that wall, and it's just really hard to miss the root there. And then he's forced to use his spells to, like, jump on you, and then you stealth his stun, ignite him, and then, like, hopefully your jungler gets the dragon before he can even get in ranged contest. And then your Twitch is also showing up and killing him because he doesn't have his E up to block autos. Don't throw your root right away. Okay, you hit it, so it's good, but sometimes you want to just let the person with CC lead. It was good that you hit it, but like right here, you could have easily just let Rammus ram into one of them, and when they were stunned, watch. Right? I was watching the Draven actually there. The Draven flashed over it, and maybe Rammus would have also flamed over it, but then they would have just blown through 2 flashes for free. And if you miss your root, he definitely just can like flash out anyways. Like you could have just flashed your root either way. It was fine, honestly. But like Rammus right here can just walk here, and if he tries to jump, he gets knocked up by Rammus, and then Rammus taunts, and then you hit like an E flash double root both of them. So sometimes you just want to let your teammates lead with the CC. I think what you should be getting from this is a lot of the times what I'm saying to you is you don't have to always just lead with a root, because a root can be very coin flip. This one here, you had to lead with a root. This one here, you did not have to lead with a root. Because this one here, you could have just let someone else. I don't know what this guy's doing either. He's not going to get anything here. He needs to lead. Again, you don't need to lead. You should be letting Rammus lead on that one, because Rammus has to ram up his Q before he can go. So you should just sit here, and then when Rammus starts to use his speed up, then you stealth so that you guys get through the same time. But if you lead, Rammus will never be able to get there in time. But also, it's an Ezreal. It's really hard to gank, but at least you guys oomed him, so that's good. At this point, when you were mid, after you ganked mid, you probably actually follow your jungler up here to this, because their Jax has a high % chance of going for this right now, right? Okay, Jax is not. Unlucky. That'd be unlucky then. But your ADC doesn't technically need you right now. The wave is like gonna connect here and push towards him. And you just zoned out mid on this gank. You walk up and you take the Scuttle Crab. And then you can potentially, like literally, your mid laner after... Okay, mid laner is also But yeah, you guys can then gank top. You can take Rift Herald. Or after you secure this for him, you know, you get a ward over here or something for him. And you like secure, you walk back bot. Because if they see you walk mid... If their Jax is here and he sees you walk there, he's not going to like come, right? And then your jungler gets this for free. I'm just saying there's a lot more you could be doing than sitting on this side of the bush. You could be on this side of the bush, securing. Also, this is a bad back. I don't think you back here. Nice try. You have to go back bot. You can't leave your ADC now. See, if instead of going back there, you could have just ganked bot and probably just double kill. So you do this, right? And you can't back, so you just walk straight bot right now, right? And you come up behind these guys with your ulti, and you probably just double kill with ulti flash. But your ADC's trolling too. I don't know why he's trying to kill them in their tower. Bad Willy. Your support is gone. Play safe. So you lost so much, honestly, and you didn't get anything on that run. And ADC's dead, because like I said, you couldn't back when you did. You got a double kill, so that's good. But like I said, because you invested so much time here, you lost your back opportunity. You had to just like insta-gank mid, walk over here to get prio for your jungler, and then insta-back, and then you would have been bot before your ADC got dove. But like you tried to gank mid 2 times in a row, and you basically got your ADC killed. Which, even though you got a double kill, which is all nice and stuff. Yeah. Also, I would get pen boots over the blasting wand like any game. The reason is because NEEKO doesn't even have like the greatest base ratios for AP. Like they're okay, like they're pretty good. But like you get Spell Pen, it just makes your abilities like one shot. Like you'd actually probably get equal amount of damage out of Sork Boots as this, except it'd give you more move speed. And you would also then have extra gold left over. Wait, you have so much gold right now. Oh yeah, I guess you just got a double kill. Again, ganking Ezreal is not really viable, so yeah, you're just getting forward vision down.
You got the wrong NEEKO.
This ward is really bad because first of all, you already have a ward there, so they're kind of doing the same job. You're probably better off just putting a ward here right now. Also, where it's placed in the bush is really bad. You want to place it on the corner here, so it'd be giving vision up to here when this ward disappears, or you want to push it right there, so it's giving vision of this. But like right here, it's giving you minimal vision. It's only giving you this right here, right? That's so bad. Like you're getting only that and that, right? If you put it here, you'd be getting vision of all this. Or you put it here and you're getting vision of like all this. Again, you're investing too much time in the Ezreal lane. It's an Ezreal Heimerdinger. Heimer's always going to be perma shoving Ezreal. And Ezreal, when he's sitting under his tower, is pretty much ungankable. So you pretty much, and you're playing with a Twitch versus a Draven, your Khan. See, again, you're leading with, see how much damage your Q did? It took out his whole shield and did extra damage, and you missed the root anyways, except when you missed the root, he could have jumped on you. He could have just, like, he didn't have ulti, but if he did have ulti, he could have just ulti flashed, and you would have just been dead, right? You could have just Q auto'd him and still left your root up. You're wasting your W again. See, again, you could have just Q auto'd. I will say that one was probably a good one to go for the root, but you're still just like 50-50 when you can literally just Q auto. Also, you didn't have flash ups. You could have just like Q auto ultied and then just like root him out of the ult. Go for the guaranteed plays. NEEKO's root actually is, it's not that you suck that you keep missing so many roots. It's that NEEKO's root is actually really hard to hit. It has a big buffer when you're winding it up and throwing it. It's a huge buffer, which makes it really easy for the enemy team to dodge it because you can't change the direction it's pointing, and when they see you winding it up, they can be like, oh, they think I'm walking this way. I can change directions because I see them starting the wind. I know it's coming. I get time to change direction. So then you have to be in this moment where you're now predicting where they're going to redirect themselves, right? Which whenever you're predicting, it becomes a coin flip. Where the Q auto, it's impossible for them to predict. And also another thing you have to think about with the Q auto is most times when you Q auto, you force them to walk in a certain way. So actually, let's go back there for a sec. And we'll watch it and what would have happened if you Q auto here, right? So say you Q auto this guy right here. You Q auto. Now Draven is sitting here sidestepping the root back and forth while you're just ulting and walking at him. He's wasting time, right? Also, you can get the waves so that you can get an imparity, but you Q auto him and he starts sidestepping. When he's sidestepping, trying to juke your root, it becomes so much easier for you to hit him because now he's like, it's just easier. If you Q auto him, he's not going to want to walk this way. He's going to get root, but he doesn't want to stand still because he's getting hit by the Q auto. If he starts to walk this way, now that root's super easy to hit. If he starts this way, it's super easy to hit. And if he doesn't move, at least he's eating all 3 bounces of your Q, which you're maxing, right? Each bounce is doing 122 damage, right? So you throw your Q and it hits him. He walks this way, easy root, right? He walks this way, easy root, right? He doesn't move. He just took an extra 122 damage. He just took another 122 damage. He's taking way more damage. Each bounce of it is doing as much damage as the root would have done anyways. And the point of the root is that he can't move. Well, if he's not moving, he might as well be rooted. So you're pretty much, you know what I'm saying? Like, you have to change your mindset a bit. That it's not always better to root right away. You can Q auto and then read his movements and try to hit him. But instead you throw the root, where you see how he was standing still here, not moving. You could have Q'd him. It would have been bouncing on him while he was standing still there. And then when he decided to run out of the Q, you could have then hit him with the root, right? Or if he stayed in the Q, he would have been taking the bounces and getting hit by your ADC, right? So I just want you to try and get this because, like, again, you gave me a game where you're not making that many mistakes. So I'm going to try and give you, like, a more high-level tip, I guess, rather than, like, a mini micro thing. Like, try to lead with your Qs. It'll force their movements, and then you hit them with another spell. It's kind of like in World of Warcraft, you know, when a mage puts a ring of frost on the ground and it forces your opponent to walk into LOS so you can hit them. Put a little ring of frost on the ground, force him to walk in a direction, and then hit him with all you got. Since I know you're a WoW player, give it to you in the terms you can understand. You should probably just get your Rocket Belt here. Also, by the way, I've been looking at your recent games and been seeing you've been going my CDR boot Shirelia's build. I don't think that's good for this elo. I think you're better off going Rocket Belt and Pen Boots every game. Your games will be going late game more often than mine, so you're going to be getting your Rocket Belt and Zanya's combo. And my elo games end 20 to 25 minutes. I'm not getting my Rocket Belt and Zanya's combo. I'm getting like Rocket Belt boots and the game ends before I can finish my Zanya's. And your elo, I think going for the thing is way better. Also, really, really, really good that you're getting armor boots this game since they're all AD. Super intelligent. Good job. Your AFK walking bot, you should have walked through the middle. The path towards this fight is shorter through mid. You're probably just not looking at the screen though based on how you're walking and not moving. But like, see how you just got here? If you're walking through the middle of the jungle, you could have just got to this blast cone. You could have been already here. So like if you match your movements, you could have been like right here right now. At which point you could be like coming in with a stealth and hit like an EQ on these two and your Twitch just cleans up. But instead you're like actually AFK. So yeah, don't AFK. That was a good E because he only had one direction. It was an easy one to hit. It wasn't a 50-50. Nice, but in general I probably would say trying to fight 2v1s is bad because in the end that's not worth it. Right? You almost killed him, but in the end, you didn't, and you died. You just gave their ADC a kill. You might have given a shutdown, I'm not sure, but you could have. And you also lost CS and EXP to tower, so your tower took damage. So overall, I know it's hard to not, but like you shouldn't be fighting 2v1s if you're by yourself. Just like sit under tower and farm. Yeah, I wouldn't go CDR boots here. I was just saying how intelligent you were being. You should go spell pen boots in this elo most times, or go armor boots. Yeah, you're going armor. In this elo, go armor boots. 180, 280, 3, 4. I would always go spell pen boots in this elo, to be honest. It just makes you do so much damage, and you can just one-shot everyone on their team. But this game, armor boots were good. CDR boots are okay too, if you only have 600 gold, but I feel like in this elo, you just want damage. Yeah, again, see how you missed the root where you could have just gone for the Q auto in the first place, and you would have never been able to hit the root, but like, you could have got the damage and saved yourself 65 mana. Also, let your clone walk ahead of you first. You walked right beside your clone. If they were in the bush, they would have just jumped out and hit you anyways. And if you're not scared they're in the bush, then don't waste your W, right? But send your W and walking right beside it doesn't do anything, because if they're in the bush, they're still going to just jump on you. Use your passive, yep. You can't really do anything to an Ezreal. Again, you could have just led with your Q and got some damage down, but you led with your E and got nothing. And you lost bot tower because you left there, so unlucky. Roaming on an Ezreal is just kind of useless most of the time. Missed your Q and you're fighting 1v2 again. Stop fighting 1v2s, there's no point. You just wasted your ulti cooldown and are maybe gonna die here. Well, you're lucky you won this, but stop fighting 1v2s, makes no sense. Yeah, you just got really lucky there. You should be moving towards mid now. After you killed that, you should have just went straight mid to help with that, whatever your team needs up here. They don't need you bot, like your ADC's fine. You just kill bot, so he's fine to be by himself. You're not doing anything here, but taking EXP away from your ADC and sharing the gold of this tower, where you could be backing up mid lane right now. Right? And you could have been here to counter gank this. At which point, if you were here, this guy's dead 100%. Or Ezreal walks up, face checks, and you hit Ezreal with a root Q, and then Ezreal dies, right? But instead, you just like stole gold from your ADC, basically. No point walking towards your ADC here. Walk straight mid. Dragon is spawning in 49 seconds, so you want to get vision around Dragon. Looks like your jungler wants to assassinate them. Sit in this bush and don't walk out. Just chill. So you show yourself, and now they're running. First of all, you need to tell Willie, like, yo, Willie, stop backing. We're killing these people here. Second of all, you're fighting them 2v1 again because your Rammus isn't here yet. You should have just chilled in this bush and waited until Rammus was in position. No! Again, let your Rammus start the CC chain. Your Rammus has guaranteed CC. If your Rammus can't find CC, then you probably will see. If you had E-Flash right now, E-Flash ulti this, then your Rammus CC'd him. Willie should not be going mid. He should have been going to the top or mid. There's no tower bot anymore, so you guys want... Well, there's Dragon coming, so he should have gone mid. What's going on here? Don't think you could really play that much better. I don't think you could have played that much better. The only thing you could have done better is you guys... It's part because Willie's position is really bad. He's really late to this. He needed to be with you guys on Dragon. Then you guys could have forced... No, Willie's fine. I don't know what he was doing to get here. And unlucky. You played this pretty well. I think it's just a case of you guys doing stuff without numbers. And it's not your fault, it's your jungler, but you should be pinging your jungler B and say like, yo, jungle, stop. Because every time your jungler's for something, your mid lane's not there. So they just have 4 and you guys only have 3. And even though it's your jungler's fault for doing that, if you want to carry games and get higher elo, you have to be the one shock calling these. You have to be like pinging B and saying, wait for mid, wait for mid. Because now they get Dragon for free. Where if you guys were just chilling here, and they tried to do this, and you came out with your ulti, you guys would have won the 3v4. And then you know what I'm saying? And then you can stall the Dragon until your mid laner got there. So that you just gotta look at the map. It's a thing that I always do at any point in League, nothing to do with just that. Count the mini-map before you do anything. Look at your mini-map and count. If you do not see someone on the map, assume they're right beside you. So right now, on this map, say we're looking for Willie. We see no one top, no one mid to bot. I have not looked at the mini-map in a while, I have no idea where they are. They just did a Dragon. You should assume that people did the Dragon, snuck in here. Then right now their team is actually like 5-man camping right there. And as soon as, I mean, that's a bit ridiculous. Maybe they're all in this bush or like behind this wall. But like, to be honest, for there to be like, they just did Dragon with 4 people. Like, it's a bit ridiculous. Don't assume maybe Nara's here. Maybe assume Nara's not there. But like, it's not that ridiculous. Like, red buff is up. It's not that ridiculous to assume that Jax and Ezreal are both on this red buff right now with a ward in this bush. And the second that Twitch walks up here, they both jump over the wall and one-shot him. And a rule of League is if you don't see them, assume they're there. So you should assume that there is 3 people right here and 2 right here, right? Realistically, Nara's probably not there, and it's most likely 2, but you should just assume that there's 3 people right there. And let's take a look, actually. Let's see. They're not there, but, you know, you should assume. It's always better when I do these VOD reviews and I say that, and then I switch it and they are there, and it's like, ha, see? But not this time. Every time I've said that, I look dumb now. They should have took this red buff, though. Like, if they're playing smart, they should have took the red. They should have been here. Good sweeping. Ooh. Okay. We just saw 1 mid, right? We just saw someone here. We see top and we see jungle. So we know there's only 2 people bot. So after you swept this, you could go for a play bot because you just counted numbers. If we didn't see Jax here, then you couldn't go for a play bot because you'd have to assume that Jax is in one of these bushes or something. But we saw 3, so you could have made a pivot play towards bot. Right now, though, really sketchy because, yeah, we knew Ezreal was right here and you're pushing in. And we also know that their bot lane's here who just went missing. For all you know, Rakan just W'd over this wall and Rakan is right here and Rakan's about to pop ulti and flash on you from behind. Like, even if you escape these guys, Rakan can jump here and Rakan can be behind you. So look at the minimap. Oh, look at where Rakan is. Like I said, this time I don't get to look like a fool. And look at you die. So again, look at the map and count the plays. Yes, you can say, oh, my mid missed his E and got me killed. And a lot of people would stop at that, and that's why they're hard stuck in this elo, because they would see this kind of play, and all they would think is, oh, if my mid didn't miss their skill shot, I wouldn't die. But realistically, you got yourself killed when you pushed here. You were fine to clear this ward. You saw 2 bot. As soon as you cleared it, you should have just pathed towards bot, because there was no way for these guys to collapse on you, and you and Willie would have got a 2v2 when you're 7 kills, 2 kills versus a 4-1. You guys would have won that hard. So yeah, lesson for the day right there, count numbers on the mini-map. I'm really sad also you didn't get armor boots. If you got armor boots, you may have survived this by one hit because they're all AD. There's actually a very good chance you live there by one hit if you had armor boots. You should show as Heimerdinger instead of the person who's already here because they know one of you guys is NEEKO now. But if you show as Heimerdinger, they actually, they pretty much know. Again, what did I just talk about with counting numbers? You was fine when you walked here, but as soon as you blew your W and rocket belt to go in, you're very vulnerable. Count numbers. You should assume Rakan's right here. Rakan's right here. Rakan could even be right here and like W over the wall and ulti from behind. Rakan's right here. Draven's right here, right? Like you should assume everyone is everywhere and you have no vision control around you. No business going for a play like this in the middle. Z-Jax almost just killed you as you walked up. And even here, you're walking up and warding like this. I guess these guys had just cleared here, so you're okay, but this hasn't been cleared. This hasn't been cleared. For all you know, Rakan is in one of these bushes. Do you have your sweeper up? Yeah, what you should have done, if you're going to come in mid like this, you come here, you throw your W into this bush, and then when it clears, no one's there, you activate your sweeper, and you walk over and you sweep all these bushes before you push in. You can't just push in without checking behind you. And look, you would have caught a ward right here if you had done that. That's going to be giving your team a disadvantage. Nar gets TP before that ward disappears. You guys could be pushed up somewhere here, and Nar could get a TP behind you because you just kind of lazy walked in without checking behind you. And now you're getting sandwiched too, so you need to get out. Again, leading with your E when you could lead with a Q auto. You lead with a Q auto, he W's over the wall, and you root him over the wall, right? Q auto, you get majority of your combo, your damage in. He O's over the wall, and you throw the root after. Really good root. Really good ult. Well played. At this point, you guys just do Baron. Spam ping it. Yep, good job. Because they have Nar bot, 2 dead, so at most right now there's 2 people here. Right now it's a 2v5. And one of them is a freaking Rakan. Stop throwing your root. Your root doesn't do much damage. Your root is doing 250 damage. Your Q does like 500 damage when it, or more when it fully bounces. Oh my god, you almost there. You want to keep your root up so that if anyone walks in, you can root them out. I think you should be getting from this that your root is a really important cooldown. You don't always want to just be throwing it on CD. Same with your W. This is a useless ward because your team is all pushed out here, and you guys are going to be pushing with Baron, and this ward does absolutely nothing for you. You're better off even putting a ward like right here. This would give you vision of this, right? Which is where you don't want to get people get behind. So yeah, that was a ward that was pretty useless. Also, turning into Kayle is useless because they see Kayle bot. They saw Kayle bot, so they should assume that you're NEEKO. You're better off turning into like Rammus, who's out of vision, and they think you're like a tanky champion or scared of you, or even turning into like Twitch, who doesn't really throw spells. So like the only way they know the real Twitch is when he uses a spell. So if he's not throwing spells, you can turn into Twitch or Rammus here, but probably Rammus. Turning into Kayle, they know you're not Kayle because they just saw Kayle bot. Again, leading with a root when you could lead with a Q and just get some damage down. If they were hittable roots, sure, but that was like unhittable. Like you don't ever hit those. But you actually would have hit your Q if you just threw it there. Oh, really good flank. The ulti may have been overkill, to be honest. If you guys lose this fight, it's because you wasted your ult. Because Rammus can just combo it, right? You root, and Rammus can just taunt. Right? Root, and now look, instead of ultiing, Rammus is about to taunt him. So he taunted, and he would have died in the taunt, and then you would have still had ulti up for this fight. And then here, you could have just flash ultied in right now, right? A flash ulti right here can guarantee the win. Where this fight, you guys win anyways, but if this was a closer game, right? Or like a closer fight, that could have made the difference, right?
Blue team triple kill.
So just be mindful of CC chains. No point overlapping your ulti on top of someone else's CC. And you guys just want a hard push right now. They're all dead. So this should be pretty easy. You guys should just pull back to the dragon spawning. The worst thing you can do right now is dive for this, trying to get this tower because they're all respawning and then they end up getting dragon. Just leave and reset with all your gold. You have wards up, you should place them. You have one. Before you back, always place your ward. So you should just place the ward right here. This ward is really useful because when their team respawns, you can see they'll usually walk mid and then pivot. So a ward right here is really good, or a ward right here. I'd recommend probably right here is the best ward because you're going to be backing and you want some more like vision in the mid game area. But you should have just, yeah, they got dragon there. So yeah, like I said, worst case scenario happens. You guys pressure mid, you should have just gone straight dragon. Because, you know, you guys are winning 23-5, but to be honest, the enemy team, if they get the next dragon and a fire soul, can turn the game really hard. Especially with an Ezreal who can just keep hitting you guys with Qs and just proccing the fire. Playing over aggressive without your team, when you had no vision around you either. Had to waste your ulti and flash. And you just died, which wastes the rest of your Baron and gives a shutdown to Ezreal. So, just play around where your team is. No need to be off by yourself doing stuff. The fact that Twitch's ulti auto is gonna miss so dumb. Yeah, your team just needs to back off. It's fine. If you died, it happens. You guys should play around the Baron that's spawning. So when you get alive, you want to get vision around the Baron side because that's the next objective spawning. And you guys want to force them to come face check you. You guys just basically want to pressure Baron, control ward on Baron, and they're pressured to come face check you guys because they're scared you're doing Baron. And Willie died somehow. Hopefully this is Willie. I've been calling him Willie the whole time, so. Risky because you're going for plays when you had no ulti up and your team's down numbers, but it worked out, I guess. It was fine because you were by your tower, but still risky. But that play was fine.
Limiters disabled.
Okay, two things right now. First of all, their team does not really have healing. Not really was necessary for you to get this Oblivion Orb. I guess maybe Draven, but you guys basically one-shot these guys a lot, and your mid laner already has a Morello's. So it wasn't worth it for you to get this. Second, if you're gonna get it, I think you should just fully upgrade it to Morello's, because this Hextech ult, like you're just right now, you should be getting control wards in this spot, and then saving up your gold so you can just upgrade this into a Morello's, or you sit on the alternator with control wards here and sit and wait till you can upgrade this.
Nice try, but no Nico.
Yeah, you guys should be able to take this. Random Zhonya's. Keep autoing. Damn close. That was actually, that time was fine to lead with root. I feel like I'll watch this video, all you've heard me do is don't lead with Qs and roots. But you know, if I can burn one thing into your brain this game, it'll be that. Think about how high the percent of you hitting the root is, whether it's a root you can hit, or whether it's a root that they can dodge and you can potentially just miss, not because you're bad, but because, you know, there are roots that are not 100% roots, right? Start thinking about that. If it's not 100% root, use your Q. Like against Rakan, you never ever have 100%. Every time you threw a root against Rakan, he always used his dash away. Use your Q auto, force the dash and go through root. Ezreal, throw a Q auto, force the E, and then go for a Q auto. Gnar, throw the Q auto, force the E, go for it, right? Jax, if he's not near anything that he can jump to, you could lead with a root. Draven, you can lead with a root, right? Think about that when you go into a game. Like, what champions can you actually lead and which ones can't you? Because you're just wasting mana at that point when you're just throwing spells and missing. It's really awkward because you don't have control wards for this Baron coming up. And realistically, the play to win the game would be to get this Scuttle Crab, put a control ward on Baron, and force a fight here. But you can't do that play because you don't have a control ward. And if they ward the Baron and see you aren't on it, they don't have to ever face check. Oh, it looks like this game is over. Look at the map. Again, cat numbers. You look at the map. No need for you guys to be fighting. He's 17 Baron. That potentially throws and loses you the game. Potentially, that could have lost you the game. Say, when they killed you there, they got back here 2 seconds quicker, and they go in and they steal Baron, kill you guys. They get Baron buff. Their wave is already pushed to towers. They take bot inhib. They take mid inhib, right? they reset, get a dragon to get soul, and you just basically lost the game on this play. Like, it's not even over. It's not even me being a drama queen. Like, this was almost a game-losing play, right? Look at the map. Look at what your team's doing. Your team here was actually collect, and you were actually wrong. You get a pick, and you instantly pivot to Baron. Of course, you don't have a control ward, so this would have become a 50-50 smite steal, but that's because you didn't get a control ward. If you had a control ward, this is not a 50-50 smite steal because they don't have vision. You sit here, as it's getting low, you throw a root out at the Jack so he can't jump in, and you guys finish it off, and then you get Baron, you wipe them. But yeah, you died here. If they got Baron, they push at least bot inhib and take soul. Minimum, they get mid tier 2, bot inhib, soul, and then they reset with Baron, and then they're Baron pushing the mid wave to counteract the push, or they're Baron pushing top with one person holding the mid wave who can rotate, and you basically just lose the game on that play. So, yeah. Numbers. Look at your mini map. Really unlucky. But to be honest, remember that dragon that you let this guy steal? Oh no, he didn't steal that. He missed it. That was this one. But if he had got that, they would have already had soul by this point. I just want to see if there's any way that you could have zoned him. It looks like you could have. You're being scared. I know I keep talking about numbers, but like, you have ulti and you have Zanya's, and you're the only person on your team who has CC. Rammus needs to be here, and he will literally two-shot your ADC. You have to stand here. If he jumps on you, you can just ulti Zanya's, and he's dead. What's the counterplay to him if he jumps on you? If he jumps on you, he can't get to the dragon, and you guys get it, and you just ulti Zanya's. But because you're not zoning him, right, he's able to just jump in and take it. You had to walk here. I was checking. That's why I rewatched, because if you came to this play late, then it's unlucky. But you were here early. He was here. You saw him walk back this way, and then you retreated. You got scared of him. But here, you actually had to push in and zone him. Always try to zone the person with smite. Here, zone the person with smite. Here's someone with smite. And like I said, if you went for the Baron play, you would have control warded this, put a ward of the wall, and you would have tried to root the Jax of the wall before it comes. Always try to zone the enemy jungle as a support. It doesn't matter what support you're playing. You really want to be trying to zone the enemy jungler. Not suiciding if possible, but securing for your team. Also, this guy's just throwing. This game's still losable. It doesn't look like you lose, but because of the fact that you gave up the objective, I don't know what I'm saying, but yeah. Game's still losable. Again, control wards. There's a new item, the Verdant Stone. It gives you 25 ability haste if you build it, which is a lot of CDR. And it lets you place 2 control wards and hold an extra ward and stuff. It's super good. This is actually, okay, again, counting numbers. We see 1, 2, and 1. You should assume that there's 4 people here, and you're only 1, 2, 3. Twitch isn't there, so you should assume this is a 3v4 right now. Don't engage unless they face check you. Okay, Twitch is here now. We just saw they had Draven's bot. You can assume this is a 4v4, and you can engage, which you are going right now, so good. I don't know if you were doing the counting, but now it's a 4v4 with your top lane having TP. Draven has no TP. If anything, you should have placed the ward right here, and your top laner should have TP'd to it, but like, realistically, at this elo, if you placed the ward, your top laner wouldn't have. Your top laner actually should TP to this right now. While you guys are coming in here, imagine top lane starts a TP here, they walk towards you, and then all of a sudden you stealth out with an ulti. Nice, good root. Zanya's. Instead of flashing out, you could have, as soon as you hit the root and your ulti's gonna hit him, you just should have insta Zanya's. But it's fine. Because then you would have had a flash here, then you could have E-flashed. You also never go for E-flashes, I noticed. Like here, you hit that flash, that root on the Jax, but you could have easily missed that. You should have E-flashed it for sure to guarantee it. What are you... See, because you took too much damage because you didn't Zanya's, is why you're too scared to fight right now. You got good vision on the flanks though. You have a ward here that's giving you almost enough vision here, and you got vision here. So you guys, and because you have a mid tower, you guys got decent vision down. What? Poet, what am I watching? Turn into Rammus right now. Might as well. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a team fight here, but I feel like the reason why this game is so weird right now is because what should really be happening is your top lane Kale should be like here, and you should be getting vision like around here, so that Kale is safe to push, and then you guys should be 4-manning mid, right? And then if they go to Kale, you guys take inhib, and if they don't get to Kale, once you get it here, you guys all pivot, and you come over and tower dive top, whoever's holding Kale. You guys are kind of just A-ramming right now. Oh, massive. This was a pretty low percent play though, to be honest, but it worked out. Again, you're going for low percent roots where they could have actually just all not got hit by that, and then you would have just wasted your ults on your ability. First of all, you came here. You saw all of them, so you don't have to be scared of getting caught. You should have walked the long way. This ward, by the way, wards in this bush will not see you if you hug up here. They don't see right here. These wards, even if you put it here, would only see up to here. So what you want to do here is use your sweeper. You walk here, and you want to hug this wall. And you want it to come from this angle, right? If you came from this angle, and then you all of a sudden came here and you stealth like this, by the time they see you here, it's a lot easier than when you stealth and come from here, right? You went for a route from here to here, where if you stealth from here, you could have hit that. So just a better... Yeah, like realistically, flashes up and stuff, they could have all got out of that. But well played, honestly. Either way. That was a good play. Can't deny that. I think it would have just been better if you went this way. Because instead of them seeing you here, right, the distance to get to here was where you would have started, so you could have been here and just got a lot higher percent chance to hit. It looks like you guys win, so yeah, there isn't much to say. Big mistakes, obviously, like I've been hounding on, is you throw your root too much too early. Count numbers on the map, right? When you ran down here and inted, when you could have looked at your map and saw that the numbers, or when you were pushed out here and the numbers, you saw 2 bot and could have been cut off. So count numbers on the map. Try not to lead with root too much when you can be getting free damage with Qs. Yeah, I hope it helped. For people watching, again, watch my stream, twtv/doglightning. You can watch and build channel points, which takes about a month of watching, and you can get a free VOD review like this, or you can donate $20, which I would appreciate if you can afford, to support the stream and support the dream. Thank you guys for watching.